and girls, I need you to open up your books to page 108. This is your big, large book. Open it up to page 108. We're learning about area models. But here's the thing, boys and girls. The best way, the most easiest way to do it is to find your solution and then match it up with your area model to make sure it works. Let me explain why. Because I'm going to take my 25 and I need to put it into 252 and 5/10. So over here, I'm going to do it standard, and then I'm going to show you how I would manipulate it into area model. Make sure that you are following along. Make sure that you are doing exactly what you need to do. So I have 25, and I'm going to go over here and by 252 and 5/10. 25 goes in to 2 0 times, but 25 goes into 25 one time. 1 times 25 is 25. If I subtract that, I have 0, and I'm going to bring down my 2. 25 goes into 2 0 times. Make sure I add my decimal right above. And 0 times 25, I'm going to just, for the sake of time and paper, I'm not going to keep going, but I do know that now I can add my 5. Because again, every single digit has to either have a 0 or a number. 5 can go into 25 one time. 1 times 25 is 25. If I'm subtracting this, I get a 0. So my answer is 10 and 1/10. So this is why the area model can be a little confusing, because what you want to do is, I'm going to start with my 20 over here and my 5 like we normally have done. Okay? Over here, I'm going to have my answer. So I have my 10, and then I'm adding my 0.1. Okay? So the reason why I do standard method first, before I kind of look at that area model, is because I don't know what I'm going to put up here until I figure it out, until I answer the question. So now, basically, I'm just checking to see if my answer is correct. 20 times 10 is 200. 5 times 10 is 50. 20 times 1 is 20. However, I'm swooping that decimal, and so it's really going to be 2. 5 times 1 is 5, but again, I swoop that decimal. Here's my decimal, so it's 5/10. I'm going to add all those numbers together, and I should get this answer. So let's try. 250 is 250, plus 2 is 252, plus 5/10 is 252 and 5/10. They add up, meaning my area model and my standard algorithm match up together. Let's look at the next one. So again, I'm going to solve it as a standard algorithm, and then I'm going to play with it with my area model. I have 38, and I'm going into 429 and 4/10. 38 does not go into 4, but it goes into 42 one time. 1 times 38 is 38, and 42 minus 38 is 4. Bring down my 9. 38 goes into 49 one time. Now I'm placing my decimal. 1 times 38 is 38, and 49 minus 38 is going to give me 11. And if I bring down that 4, I now have 114. Now, I can mess around, I can play with it. I can try all those things. I'm going to say 38. I'm going to times it by 3 and see how close to 114 I get. 8, 16, 24. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 2 is 11. I'm exactly at 114. So my answer is going to be 11 and 3/10. So now let's plug that into my area model. Over here I have my 30 and my 8. And up on top, I'm going to have my 10 plus my 1 for my 11. And then I'm going to add my 0.3. So I have 11.3. 30 times 10 is 300. 8 times 10 is 80. 30 times 1 is 30. And 8 times 1 is 8. 30 times 3 is 90, but I'm swooping in with my decimal, making it a 9. 8 times 3 is 24, but again, I'm swooping in with my decimal and making it a 2 4/10. So I'm going to add up all of those numbers. It's not going to be as easy as up here, so we're going to actually do it together. We're going to add them up. 300 plus 80 plus 30. 300, 80, 30, and then I have 8, I have 9.0, so 9, and I have a 2.4. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 0 plus 4 is 4. So that's my 4/10. 8 plus 9 is 17 plus 2 is 19. 1 plus 8 is 9 plus 3 is 12. And 1 plus 3 is 4. I'm ending up with my original number of 429 and 4/10. Let's do this last one together before I tell you what you're going to do independently, and then we'll walk through the independent one. Okay, so I have 204 and 8/10, and I'm going to put 16. So I have 16 goes into 204 and 8/10. 16 cannot go into 2, so I have a 0. But 16 can go into 20 one time, and 1 times 16 is 16. 20 minus 16 is 4, and I'm moving another 4 down. 16 goes into 44 2 times, because I know that 2 times 16 is 32. If I subtract that, I get 12, and I'm bringing down my 8. Oop, forgot about that decimal right there. 16 goes into 128. I'm just going to give you a spoiler alert. It goes in 8 times, and I know that 8 times 16 is 128, leaving me with 0, and 12 and 8/10 is my answer. So now let's plug it into our area model. 10 plus 6 for my 16. 10 plus 2 plus 0.8. 10 times 10 is 100. 6 times 10 is 60. 10 times 2 is 20. And 6 times 2 is 12. 10 times 8 is 80. I'm swooping in and making it an 8 with that decimal point. 6 times 8 is 48. But again, I'm making my decimal point. It's really 4.8. I'm going to add these together. This time I'm going to add it together on this side. Make sure I have it all and see if it adds up completely to that 204. So I have 100, 60, 20, 12, 8, and 4.8. My 8/10 go there. 2 plus 8 is 10 plus 4 is 14. 1 and 6 is 7 plus 2 is 9 plus 1 is 10, and 1 and 1 is 2. My answers match. I want you to turn to page 109, and I want you to pause the video solve the questions on page 109, and then come back in. All right, boys and girls, let's walk through what page 109 should look like. If I did my standard, I should get a 38 and 2/10. If I break up my 38 and 2/10 and I put my 22 on this side, these are my numbers I end up with, and if I added them all together, I would get 840 and 4/10. Go ahead and pause the video and make sure mine looks like yours. All right, welcome back. If we look at the next one, 306 and 8/10, and if I divide that by 13, I'm getting 23 and 6/10. I plug it in, get my answers. If I were to add up all those answers, I would get 306 and 8/10. Go ahead and pause it and make sure mine looks like yours. All right, boys and girls, if there is still time left between now and when you're supposed to start science, you need to work on those IXL codes on the board. If you're saying, I'm done, I already finished the IXL codes on the board, well, do them again for extra practice. All right, see you guys later. Bye.